Good evening, viewers of Voice of Canada. We are here once again in our Christmas week with a brand new episode with a very distinguished member of Parliament who has recently been elected to our House of Commons in Ottawa, our one and only Paul Chiang. Welcome to our show. My co-host is a charming Anastasia Mustafina with us, and she has come all the way from Toronto to attend and to have co-host this show. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I would like to give a little introduction of our MP guest. He was born in 1960, am I right? In Karachi. People would be wondering that a Chinese guy born in Karachi, Pakistan, and he speaks fluent Urdu as well because he has passed his prime age in Karachi, Pakistan.
Right.
So usually whenever we used to meet him in Canada, when he was a diversity officer in a York police, we used to always communicate in Urdu. And people used to wonder, how come a Chinese guy speaking a regional Hindi or a Urdu language? So it's a real pleasure. And that shows our diversity here in Canada, that we are really diversified and we believe in equality. And now we have a very nice, capable, talented ex-police officer, Paul Chiang, with us.
First of all, welcome to our weekly show, Voice of Canada.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Good evening. Thank you so much for inviting me today to Voice of Canada. I was recently elected about 3 months ago as a member of Parliament to represent the riding of Markham Unionville. I'm so happy to be able to be elected after serving as a police officer for 28 years, and I put in myself for the first time into politics, and I was elected. And about 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister had appointed me as a Parliamentary Secretary for Diversity and Inclusion. So I'm very, very happy that I was given this very important portfolio to improve diversity and inclusion in our country of Canada. Thank you.
You're also a Parliamentary Secretary for Housing also?
Just for the diversity and inclusion.
Diversity, okay, for the housing also. That's a great
Yes.
honor. Being just elected first time to our House of Commons, the Prime Minister has shown his full trust in you. Will you further let us know how you spent your 28 years at the York Police? Because I used to meet you as a diversity police officer in uniform. I recall you.
That's right. Yes, we met many times in the past. My 28 years with the police service, I had spent the last 15 years as a diversity officer, which my role was to work with all the different communities within York Region and the Greater Toronto Area. And my role was to improve and build relationship between the police and the community at large.
And ethnic communities, yeah.
Right. So that's my whole focus was back when I was a police officer. So now I'm that was a regional thing that I was doing. Now I'm a diversity person for the whole country of Canada.
Whole country of Canada. We are truly proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the part we talk about diversity a lot. But tell us about your life in Karachi. When did you immigrate? How was your life there as a child and as a part of a Chinese community as well? And how many languages do you speak?
Well, I speak 8 languages currently, and the next language I have to learn is French, because being a member of Parliament, I have to be able to speak French in Ottawa. And growing up in Karachi was a beautiful time for me because
It was a golden era.
It was a golden era.
When you were there.
And I left Karachi in 1976 at the age of 16 when I finished metric, and I left Karachi and I came here. Living in Karachi in those days was very good, very kind place, very open place. The food was fantastic. The people were really nice. I had a great time, you know.
And we had a nice Chinese community that time, a big Chinese community.
Well, it's larger now.
It's larger now.
It's growing.
Really?
It's good.
There's about 600,000 Chinese living in Pakistan.
Oh, wow. I never knew. That's another information for me, that there are 6,000,
No,
600,000
600,000 living
in
there.
Pakistan.
In Pakistan.
So where we don't hardly see them.
They're all over, everywhere now.
Everywhere.
So is there a Chinatown in Karachi?
No, but they're spread across the
They are
country.
spread across the country.
Yes, yeah.
So inform our viewers, MP Paul Chiang, that how do you feel becoming a MP for Canada and representing the whole country and not only the Chinese community, but you are representing everyone from your riding of Markham Unionville.
Well, I'm very proud to be able to achieve this goal and to be able to represent Markham Unionville in Ottawa, because my role, and I want to advocate for the people of Markham Unionville to help them achieve certain things. You know, the main thing I want to do was to get over this COVID-19 and build back better and open the economy. And the other thing that is of concern to me is the rise in anti-Asian hate crime in Markham Unionville. So that is something that I'm very concerned about.
And you're working seriously on that issue.
Yes, I am.
That's really glad to hear that you are really working on serious issues. Plus, you're looking after how to control the pandemic also and all the stuff. And our federal government has played a very important role procuring even the booster shots, because I yesterday heard the defense minister, who is also a procurement for vaccines, Honorable Anand.
Yes.
Am I right? The defense minister.
Anita Anand.
Yeah. She informed the viewers that nearly 20 million vaccines are present with us. The Canadians don't have to worry. Only the provincial governments have to make it proper as soon as everybody gets the booster shot.
That's right.
From 5 to 80 years.
Well, we can assure the Canadian people that we, as a federal government, we have enough vaccine to cover all Canadians. So please, I encourage everybody to
take a booster shot as quick as possible.
As soon as possible. And also, if you haven't been vaccinated yet, I would highly recommend you to get your first, second, and third vaccine, because this is a way for us to work out of this pandemic and keep ourselves, our family safe.
I second your plea on this and request the remaining 20% of our population who has not been vaccinated to get fully vaccinated by taking the first, second shot, and even third shot. And what I saw on my booster shot receipt, that in February, I would be eligible for the fourth shot.
So it hasn't come yet, but we'll be eligible.
Go ahead.
Yes, and just in continuation of a COVID-19 topic and the fourth shot idea, do you think we're going to get there where right now with a certain variant, the third shot come out and potentially
the Omicron, the famous Omicron.
The Omicron is here now, right? And it's a very lethal and it's spreading very, very fast.
Very fast.
Throughout the world, not just in Canada. And the numbers are, if you've seen the numbers in Quebec today, there's 9,000 cases in Quebec. And there's 5,800.
Yes. Latest figures are 5,800 in Ontario. And the percentage has risen to 16%.
Right.
From 10.7 to 16 today. So it's been an alarming situation for all Canadians and every law-abiding citizen to get vaccinated as soon as possible to save from this deadly virus.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And what I want to ask you, what did you feel when you became a member of parliament and representing Ontario as a province? Are there certain projects that you're working on and routing for people who voted for you and just for Canadians overall?
Well, for me, personally, I was very humbled to be able to earn the trust of the resident of Markham Unionville, for them to put their trust in me and to elect me as their representative in Ottawa. And my hope is to work hard for the people of Markham Unionville to advocate for Canada and to advocate for them in Ottawa. And the main thing for me, of course, is to move this country forward, move our province forward by getting everybody vaccinated and get us moving and get the economy open. But with the Omicron variant that's come in now, we may have to take a step and hopefully...
All restrictions are in place now. From this week, the Prime Minister came, the provincial government, and all are working very hard. We are once again back to 50% capacity in most of the operations of our businesses and workplaces and everything. And hope we'll fight back this fourth virus also, fourth wave also. God willing. We are strong people. We know how to face challenges. And if everybody cooperates, we would definitely come out much sooner and faster than other countries.
That's right. Yeah.
I'd like to say, stronger. Together we're stronger.
We are strong. And Okay, MP Paul Chiang, inform our viewers of any incident or any fond memories you had at the when you were serving York Diversity Police.
Wow.
Many.
There are many fond
Any
memories.
particular you remember which is fresh in your mind during outreaching of diversity and the communities?
Well, I went to, there was one funny one. I went to this domestic violence, domestic incident in a home where husband and wife were in a verbal disagreement. There was no physical anything. My partner who went with me was South Asian, and the couple was also South Asian. And as we entered the home, the lady of the house, she started speaking to my partner in Hindi. And my partner looked at her and says, ma'am, I may look the part, but I don't speak the language. My partner speaks the language. And she looks at me and she looking at me and she's surprised. And then I had no choice, so I had to speak to her in Hindi because now she knows I speak the language. So I started talking to her Hindi, and
that helped you.
Her jaw dropped, and that she's looking at
Definitely.
me. Because my partner was South Asian, but he was born in England.
But he couldn't speak Hindi or Urdu.
No, he speaks English with a British accent.
Wow.
And then he doesn't speak any Hindi, right? So it's
so you filled the gap that day.
Yes, I did. Yeah, many times. Yeah.
Go ahead.
In Canada, you truly have to watch out what language you're speaking. That's true.
That's right.
And who can understand you? It can happen anytime. And what are the projects that you're currently working on? What is the focus for you at the moment?
At the moment, as a member of parliament, my focus is to get the economy going, to work on hate crime. I'm working with the law enforcement agency in my area to see how we can bring programs and training so that we can get the people educated about hate crime and not to commit hate crime against other fellow citizens. So those are the things, because we're looking at safety. The main thing is safety. If you're not safe in your own community, how can you be happy and how can you progress in your life? So the main issue now is the hate crime issue, then the opening the economy and getting people back to work. And I'm working with different companies that have established themselves in the riding itself.
Thank you.
MP Paul Chiang, would you inform our viewers what are the main demographics in your riding of Markham Unionville?
Well, Markham Unionville, there's a population of 110,000 people in the riding, and out of that, 66% are Chinese people.
Wow. Right? So you're in majority.
Yes, the Chinese people are in majority, not me, right? So I'm very happy for that. But the Chinese people that we have in the riding, they're like split 50-50. The 50% are Mandarin-speaking people, and the other 50% are Cantonese-speaking.
So you have got, so the Mandarin and the Cantonese.
Yes,
the
two people who
languages.
come from mainland China, and then the Cantonese-speaking that come from Hong Kong. But we also have some very small number of Chinese that are from Jamaica or other parts of the world, like India or Pakistan.
Pakistan, but they are Chinese.
They are Chinese, but they speak English.
Lovely.
Right? So those are the different.
Awesome. But at the same time, in your riding, we have got Sri Lankans also. Visibility is there in
my
Markham.
riding. It is, but they are in Markham Thornhill. In Minister Mary Ng's riding, they have more Tamils there than in my riding. And then Minister Helena Jasic, Markham Stouffville, she has more Tamils in her riding than I do.
Awesome.
Right? So because my riding only goes to Markham Road, so most of the Tamils are living east of Markham Road or south of 407.
Okay. MP Paul Chiang, will you inform our viewers of Voice of Canada, as you are aware that as an MP, you have a privilege to have a private member bill. So do you have anything in mind, as you are still a brand new guy, to put up any private member bill, any particular issue of your riding?
With private member bill, it's a lottery system in Ottawa where you pick your number.
Oh, I see.
And then if you are within the 100 number, you will be able to put a private member bill forward within this term, right? I was lucky. I was selected number 32.
Oh, wow!
Right, for my private member bill.
Congratulations!
Thank you. But 2 weeks ago, when the Prime Minister appointed me as a parliamentary secretary, we cannot have a private member's bill.
Oh, that's
So it's
So that was
only
taken away from you.
yeah, it's taken away from me. They only allow it for MPs.
for the MPs. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. So
but no problem.
Parliament Secretary cannot have one.
You're playing a double. You're helping the Prime Minister with double portfolio. That is more useful.
That's right. That's right.
Huh?
Yeah.
And as you mentioned earlier, lots of projects, lots of ideas. So
Yes.
Okay,
Sure, that will be
before we'll be taking a short break, and we'll be back with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are back from our short break in our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada. We have a very distinguished member of Parliament elected for the first time, our one and only Paul Chiang from Markham Unionville. Khushamdeed.
Shukran.
And I've got a lovely co-host with me who is doing the first time the episode. She was earlier the guest in my show, Anastasia Mustafina.
thank you for
You're
having me.
welcome to our show,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for coming.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine.
Go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, welcome back, our viewers. And a question for Member of Parliament, Mr. Chan. When did you join the party, and how was the transition from being in police force to become a politician?
I have, since coming to Canada, I have voted in every election, and that's a right as every Canadian to make sure that you exercise that right to vote.
That's a
And I've
democratic
done
right.
that. And I retired from the police department this year, and my last day working was January 31st. And then 2 weeks later, I started the process to become a member of Parliament by submitting my resume and everything to the party. So that's how I started. In February the 17th is when I started the process to run for election.
Very inspiring. No break for
Very
you.
inspiring. Yeah, you
break at all.
applied and you were selected to be the.
Literally 2 weeks.
A ticket was given and you were.
Oh no,
really worked
I
hard.
put in the application February the 17th, but when the process went through, I did not get accepted till May, and then the election was called in July, and then then we started the election campaigning, and in 5 weeks of campaigning, and then the election was on September 20th, and that's how I won the election on September 20th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you geared up your campaign very well in such a short period of time, because the total period given for campaigning was just 35 days.
Yes, 5 weeks exactly, and I was very lucky. I had about 300 volunteers that came out to help me,
Wow.
and our campaign, in the 5 weeks, we knocked on 170,000 doors in 5 weeks.
But you said that your riding demographics and the strength is 120,000.
No, it's 110,000 is the
10,000
riding,
riding.
but we knocked on 170,000 doors. So when we
wow.
go knock on the door one time, and if nobody
And they
answers the door,
repeated, they
It
went
doesn't
we will
again.
go back until we get somebody that answers the door. So we knocked on 170,000 doors, and that was the highest number in all of Canada for this campaign, because there are 338 ridings in Canada,
Yeah.
and we were number one, the top for door knocking
Oh, wow.
at 170,000.
And that has always
Impressive.
proved in the Canadian process and election that the more you knock, the more you connect with the people,
Right,
your chances of winning are much higher
that's right.
as compared to sitting at home or sitting in your office and giving speeches or giving the press conferences.
Well, I had to give lots of speeches too, but I
Okay.
was lucky that I had a good team of volunteers that helped knock on doors.
So still you give speeches in Urdu when you are with the South Asian community?
I try because, I've been here now for 45 years. And,
Yes, I know you are here since
Yeah,
1976.
right. And you start losing some of the language when you stay here too long, because every day we speak in English, right?
But your circle of your Pakistani friends and South Asian population is very
Huge.
huge.
Yes.
And that's why we often see you in a city like Mississauga.
Right. Well, I'm in Mississauga
about
again.
And see, we pulled you again to Mississauga today also, in spite of all the hassles, your hectic life. But I sincerely wanted you to be in our show, Voice of Canada, and we are thankful for it.
I'm very happy to be able to come here and speak to the audience, and I want to make sure that to the audience that I'm here to help, and as much as I can, I'd be happy.
And during this of your term, I hope we'll be able to work with you smoothly. Whatever the issues come, you're the member of Parliament, not only for your riding, but for all Canadians.
That's
you're
right.
going to strongly pick up the issues which comes, and whoever approaches you. That should be the spirit of a Canadian politician.
Big week. And thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea? Because this year, our finance minister will be presenting the budget.
Mhm.
will the budget have some relief for the people of Canada?
Relief in terms of
Relief in terms of no new taxes?
that I'm not sure about because the budget has been tabled yet, but there is going to be
Preparations are going on.
Yes.
She's working on
right.
it.
But we are helping Canadians because of the Omicron virus, and they may be shutdowns come, maybe, I'm not sure, and to help Canadians to get out of this virus, COVID-19, they're going to be extending the benefits to Canadians.
Yeah, will you emphasize on it because only this week the Prime Minister came 2 days ago and has issued some reliefs for the people and businessmen. But what about a common man? Like last time when the COVID-19 came into Canada, the CERB was announced to all Canadians eligible. So now many people would be affected by 50% capacity in form of employment and other hardships.
Yes, there will be benefits extended to employees and workers and businesses who have to shut down. So once, depending, and we're looking at what's going to happen with the numbers, most likely because the shutdown, all the restriction emergency is mandated by the province. Once the province does that, then we have to look at who's out of a job, and then we're going to be extending those financial help to every sector of our population.
They played a very vital role.
Yes, it's very important. It's very important for us to maintain people's livelihood, right?
Definitely, and to put food on the table. The federal government was very, very concerned, and we truly appreciate their efforts in all what they have done for Canada.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our safety as well. And with regards to COVID-19 and vaccination, and we were volunteering and trying to get vaccinated, get a third shot. Are there any scientific facts that refer to that vaccination is just as efficient as a booster shot? And can we expect a fourth or fifth booster shot throughout the year?
Well, I cannot answer the question about the fourth or the fifth shot in terms of what's public
early.
health. It's a bit early for that. But right now we are at the third shot, which is the booster shot, we're calling it, right? And we are hoping that we get every Canadian vaccinated with the booster shot so that we can move ahead, right? Because we do not want the Canadians to be falling sick because our hospital system, our medical system is overwhelmed, and we want to make sure that people don't get sick and have to go to the hospital. So that's the concern. And right now, if you see the National Hockey League, they're shutting down the games now because of the COVID protocol that they have. A lot of the players are getting infected. And they're talking about shutting down the minor hockey and all the other games because they want to make sure that the kids are safe and they're not getting infected by this. And we want to make sure the kids get vaccinated. So those are the important things. And we want to make sure that Canadians take those important steps to keep themselves safe.
Yeah, this week we saw there were so many cancellation of plays and many things have been cancelled, and it's a good sign. And that's why the Prime Minister and the provincial government is appealing to the people to keep their Christmas events smaller and just keep it amongst their family and don't get infected by new Omicron COVID-19 virus, which is very dangerous and which has again come up as the biggest enemy for the humanity here in Canada as well. And today our figures are very, very alarming. We are about to touch 6,000 year only in Ontario, which is not a good sign. And we pray to Lord Almighty to bless Canada and protect the Canadians from such a virus.
Yes, we need to protect Canadians, and we have to protect them by getting the vaccine and getting us out of this pandemic.
We'll be taking a short break and we'll be back with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are back from our short break. MP Paul Chiang, would you like to throw some light on the controversial bill of Quebec Bill 21? You are aware of it that 2-3 communities are being badly affected by Bill 21, and a recent incident has really shaken the confidence of the ethnic community in Quebec.
It is a huge concern for us, right? The Bill 21, that is a law that was enacted in the provincial parliament of Quebec. And as a federal government, we cannot dictate terms.
Definitely.
The federal government cannot dictate terms of the province. And even though Canada is a multicultural country, we have a multicultural act in Canada, which makes sure everybody has, and also in Canada under the charter, we all have a right for expression.
Charter of Rights.
Right? Lets us express. Section 33 of the charter lets us do that. But also, there's a notwithstanding clause that allows each province to get out of that law and implement their own separate laws provincially. So Quebec has taken that opportunity and introduced Bill 21 in their province, which we feel it's a terrible, terrible law that they have in place, and which is not fair, and it's a detriment to our society as a multicultural society, right? So we need to get that thing repealed, and we are hoping that we can work with the province of Quebec and get that ratified.
But the law was passed and approved by the provincial government of Quebec since June 2019. Am I right?
Right.
And it's going to be 3 years now. So now it is hurting some communities for employment and other factors involved. We all believe in equality laws. Why can't the federal government request the Quebec government to review the Bill 21? Because usually whenever the Prime Minister has spoken, he has taken a very soft corner for the difficulties faced by people over there. I have spoken to some politicians of our federal, provincial, at the same time from Quebec. And they gave me a very clear answer that Quebec believes in secularism. We are secular. We are not against any community or anybody, but the law is hurting them.
Right. I agree with you on that. And the Prime Minister has spoken out against that Bill 21. And we are looking at, we cannot tell a province what to do.
Request. The federal government can put in a request.
We will be negotiating, right, with the province to work on that law.
That's to soften the stand.
That's right.
Go ahead.
A little bit on a positive note.
Yes.
Yes, Member of Parliament Paul Chiang. It is the second term since the Liberal Party has been minority with the Parliament. And since it's a second term, do you think it will be a smooth sailing and potentially will be some collaboration with the NDP leader, Mr. Singh, and what are the potential there?
Well, there's always potential, right? I have to look at the bright side.
Definitely.
And I'm hoping that we don't go into election too early.
Canada cannot afford short-term elections.
That's right. So I'm hoping that we get a cooperation from the NDP and the Bloc and the Conservatives so that we can work together and improve the livelihood of all Canadians, right? So we want to work cooperatively with the other party across the aisle so that we can work together for Canadians.
That is a democracy.
Right.
You know, when the minority government comes, they have to at least work peacefully and let it complete its term so they can finish their programs or whatever was in pipeline from the last term.
Right. That's what we plan to do. We are hoping to do that because we need the cooperation from the NDP, the Bloc, and the
Conservatives.
Right.
So, do you expect the good cooperation from Bloc and Conservatives?
We never know. Maybe there will be some things they will.
Are you breaking the ice in these few sessions? What you all are?
Well, I'm still getting my feet wet in Ottawa. I'm trying to learn my role as a member of Parliament, and hopefully I can make some friends and build some bridges.
Yeah.
Is what I'm looking to do.
Definitely. And we wish you all the best in this regard.
Yes, of course. And being the member of hotel management industry and being very much affected by COVID-19 spread and shut down borders, do you think with this variant, can we expect a shutdown? Can we expect a travel ban? And what's the future looking like?
Everything is on the table at the moment. And because we don't know how far this variant is going to spread and how fast. It is spreading very fast. And we have to see, and most likely you'll see more, the picture will be more clear for us.
In the coming week.
In the coming weeks, it'll be more clear as how, and once we go through Christmas and all the festivities, and if people get together and the variant spread, the virus spreads more, because of all the contacts, that they maybe have to shut things down. I'm not sure about that.
They will have to take action,
yes,
keeping in view the figures and what the science table directs us.
Yes, and the shutdown is done by the province, and the travel restriction is done by the federal government.
Yes. They have already given the advice federally that the citizens of Canada should not travel abroad. Yes. They can travel within Canada, but now even within Canada, yesterday PEI also issued an advisory that whosoever enters our territory has to quarantine for 9 days.
Right. I mean, it's difficult at this time. Even if you say traveling within Canada, if you go visit some relatives, say in Montreal, or visit some relative in Vancouver, nobody wants you in their house because they're worried about spreading the virus. Right? So it's safer to stay home with your family.
And enjoy the festivities
at home
in a better, sober manner.
Yes, right.
Homemade food. I mean, that's
The
better
best.
than anything else, right?
The best.
MP Paul Chiang, tell us during this, how many weeks did you pass at the House of Commons, and what are the main bills are being read just now?
The bills, they have read a few bills, but I was not in that often because I was mostly working virtually because we have passed a virtual parliament where I can stay in the office and work from
attend
home.
the session also.
Yes.
So that means the House is not meeting in full
No,
attendance.
not meeting in full, right. So it's a virtual thing and they're asking people not to be there. And now with the variant giving even higher, we're going to be even limited to only 25 people in the House.
Wow.
Right? So,
and when the House of Commons is supposed to open after this festive vacation?
January 31st.
31st is the date, but
And
it can be further delayed even, keeping in
No,
view
we will resume on
You will
January
resume.
31st, but we will not be there inside person. You have to be working
virtually.
yeah,
From the office in Ottawa?
Yes.
Or for your from your riding?
We have both options.
Both
we have an
options.
option to be in the Ottawa because we have an office in Ottawa.
Definitely.
And then we have an office here in the riding. So we have to be either one, and we have to be on Zoom. We have to show our face on it. So we cannot be hiding behind anything.
And one interesting question which I always ask the MPs, that as you all spend most of your week in Ottawa, so have your better half also planning to shift to Ottawa?
No.
So you don't miss your family and your better half?
No.
You don't miss her?
I'm too busy to miss her because when I'm in Ottawa, when I'm in Ottawa, I'm working, right? So there is no need for her to be in Ottawa because I'm in the office by 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And then I don't finish. Some nights we don't finish till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Means working hard in service of Canada.
We have so many committees we got to be on, and we have meetings, we have caucus meetings, and all these things that we have to start. Like Wednesday morning, we have to start.
Question hour also is there on Wednesday morning.
Question period is at 2 o'clock, but we have caucus meetings at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So we have to start early on Wednesday mornings.
Plus the diplomatic receptions are very also hectic in Ottawa.
Well, there are no diplomatic
currently going on
because of the
COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
Otherwise, in normal conditions, we used to observe whenever in Ottawa there was some diplomatic reception going on of some country.
That's right.
So all our MPs are really busy, just hopping from event to event.
Well, we have to network globally with all the different countries. So that's how we maintain Canada as a world on the world stage.
Fantastic. And I'm pretty sure your family is used to your hectic schedule, being that many years in police force and now switching to political field. They're used to it.
They're used to it, yes.
Amazing. But I'm sure you're getting the support as well. And just a little bit of festivities at the moment. There are a lot of guests are gathering gifts last minute, some food banks. With the situation that we're facing at the moment, you as a part of a parliament, is there going to be any support when it comes to food bank or maybe some financial programs that will support Ontarians and Canadians in general?
Well, for the food bank part, we have done a toy drive in my office for Toys Heroes, Public Heroes event and
Frontline.
So we have gathered quite a few of the toys and we have taken it to the police station, and the police station has them now so that they can give it to needy families, those toys. So because Christmas is a time of giving and we want to make sure that people have something for their kids, because a lot of kids don't have that opportunity. Right? So that's what we're looking at. We have done already.
Amazing. Thank you.
So, MP Paul Chiang, would you inform our viewers that being an MP from Markham, what would be your priorities now for your riding? Major priorities which you find that they were facing difficulties and it was not fulfilled? Well,
the major priority is if you're saying we're not fulfilled, is what I want to do is before the member of parliament was dividing the community, and my role and my hope is to unite
everybody together on one platform.
To work together to help each other, and that's what my goal is to do.
And spread the Canadian spirit.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like
Thank
that.
you. Acha. Would you like to tell us about your private life, means personal life? Being an MP now is a very, very hectic life.
Right.
You come on around Friday back to your riding.
Right.
So how do you manage?
Well, Friday is not over, but after Friday, then I have events to go to on Saturdays and Sundays. So those are days also very, very busy. So Monday to Friday, I'm in Ottawa, and the weekends, I'm in the riding, visiting people and
attending their events and other things,
right.
and like even whatever the issues and problems are.
Yes, that's what I do, right? So family life is to a minimum. So unfortunately, work is so busy that family life becomes a
But
minimum.
still, you are lucky that you being a grandparent, your children are also married, you're a grandfather too. So you are very, very satisfied.
I have
When you have become an MP, you have got a very satisfied family life.
yes, I have 3 children,
Wow.
and all 3 children are married,
Married.
right? And I have 6 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
So I'm very lucky in that way. I'm blessed. I have 6 grandchildren, and it's
They're all Canadian bonds?
all Canadian
Oh,
born.
they keep you on your toes.
My kids are also Canadian born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow,
my kids
wow.
are all born here, and I'm very lucky for that.
So you got married in Canada? Or?
That's right.
Oh, wow.
I was married 40 years ago.
40 years ago to a lady, Chinese lady from China or from Pakistan?
For Pakistan.
From Pakistan.
She's Chinese for Pakistan. Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
wonderful. So
Can't
community
believe that even you get a Chinese from Pakistan.
in Canada.
There are many families over here.
We are many of us here.
Wow, wow. And you keep on meeting and get together?
Of course. We all in one community, so we all keep each other company.
And still
make
speak
friends.
in Urdu?
Some of them do speak Urdu, some don't speak Urdu.
They don't speak Urdu.
Yes.
So there's 300 volunteers that you said. Are they all coming from your community or?
No, they are from all across.
All across?
Across the riding and out of riding too?
All across, different people coming in, and they were so wonderful to come out to help. And people I don't even know, they just showed up and we want to help you.
Well, they're trusting you.
No,
That's
because
important.
I can tell you this. One Saturday afternoon, I went because I go in and out of the office. So I come in one Saturday, and outside the door, there's about 50, 60 people outside. So I go inside the office and I said to my staff, I said, how come there's so many people outside? Oh, they're all volunteers waiting to sign in.
Oh, wow.
So I said,
wow.
okay.
You're a lucky man.
I am very lucky, yes.
Yeah, usually
So,
I think
and
it's the
thankful
opposite
to
problem.
God.
I'm
You're a
very
blessed
thankful to
person.
God.
Blessed
Thank
person.
you. Thank you.
So, okay, Mr. MP Paul Chiang, we are grateful to you that you came for our interview. Due to paucity of time, we would have talked with you much longer
That's right.
and on many subjects because you have got a very, very long history behind you, an interesting one. So would you like to give some concluding comments to our Canadians, to our viewers of Voice of Canada, which is hosted by Asphandiar Wadiwalla, and our today's charming co-host is Anastasia with us. So would you like to give some comments to our viewers and Canadians?
Thank you. Thank you so much to the audience of Voice of Canada and to amazing host tonight, Aspie and Anastasia, for inviting me here tonight. I want to get this message to all Canadians to please go out and get vaccinated, because this is the one way for us to get out of this virus and to keep ourselves safe, to keep our families safe, to keep our children safe, so that we can all get out of here and we can improve the economy in Canada and help each other out. Thank you so much for listening to me tonight.
Thank you, MP Chiang, once again to be with us. Our viewers of Voice of Canada, we would be signing off soon. But prior to signing off, we would like to wish each and everyone a very, very happy Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. At the same time, be careful, take your booster shots, be careful of Omicron. And my strong message this year to all the Canadian is, get on the occasion of Christmas, we must proudly say Merry Christmas, as we say for other communities' occasions like Chinese New Year, Happy Nowruz, Eid Mubarak, Happy Diwali. So why some of us are scared to say Merry Christmas and just say Happy Holidays? So since from this platform of my program, Talk Show, I would like to promote very strongly, proudly say as Canadians, Merry Christmas. Thank you. With this, we are signing off, and we will be seeing you again next week with a very interesting guest with us. And again, hope that our co-host Anastasia would be accompanying as my co-host for the next episodes. and hope to see you again next year.
Definitely.
Wish
yes.
you all the best
Thank
and
you
your
so
family
much.
as well.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. God bless Canada and goodbye. Adios.